If you've been stuck in this cycle of starting and stopping and getting hyped and then crashing, promising yourself that this time is going to be different and then ending right back where you started, this is the lesson where that pattern finally fucking breaks. Not with another strategy, not with more information, with one simple reality check that becomes your very first real win. I want to start by telling you exactly where this came from. There was a day back when our construction business was collapsing, where I sat in my car in the parking lot, hands on the steering wheel, kids' snacks all over the floor, bank account in overdraft. And I just lost it. I was working nonstop. We had debt everywhere. Bills piled on the counter, clients calling, kids needing things. And in the middle of that, I was trying to Google how to make money online fast. I remember thinking, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why can't I figure this out? Why can't I just get it together? And then, for the first time, I stopped asking what's wrong with me and started asking, what is really going on here? Where am I actually at right now? Not the fantasy version of my life, not where I wished I was, the truth. That moment, my own reality check, changed everything, because once I got honest about how stressed I really was, how little time I actually had, how heavy my mental load was, what I actually believed about myself, I could finally build something that worked with my life, not against it. That's what this lesson is for. That's what your reality check-in is about. This is not just another video. This is a 5 to 10 minute exercise that will give you your first win inside of this community. A win that doesn't depend on your income or your skills or your confidence or your past. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly where you're starting from, feel more grounded and less chaotic, have your first real step taken, be ready to move into digital marketing 101 with the clarity instead of confusion. This looks simple, but it's one of the most powerful things that you are going to do in this entire journey. So what is the reality check-in? It's a grounding exercise. It's you and me pressing pause on survival mode long enough to ask, where am I really, like right now, emotionally, financially, with your time, with your confidence, not where you should be, not where that influencer on TikTok is, not where your friend from high school is, where you are. In Think and Grow Rich, one of the core ideas is you can't move toward a definite purpose until you're honest about where the fuck you're starting. You can't hit a destination on a map if you lie about your current location. This check-in is your honest, you are here marker. It's not for shame. It's not a test. It's not something that you can fail. It's simply your starting point. Most people skip this. They jump into what's the best side hustle? How do I get clients? What's the best funnel? But they skip the question. What's the real state of my money, my time, my emotional energy, and my belief right now? And then they wonder why they can't stick to anything. Everything feels harder than it should. They keep ending up burnt out or shut down. This step matters because it turns off autopilot. It gets you out of just surviving. It gives you compassion for yourself. It helps you choose the right path. It lets you build a plan that fits your real life, not a fantasy version. This is how we stop trying to build a mansion on quicksand. We start by checking, okay, what's actually under my feet right now? We're going to walk through 4 simple categories together. Your money reality, your time reality, your emotional reality, your confidence reality. You can jot notes as we go or just listen now and then pause and do this after. Either way works. Remember, no perfection here. So, your money reality. This is not about spreadsheets or exact numbers. This is about honesty. Ask yourself, what is currently stressing me most about money? Where do I feel like I'm constantly behind? Am I living paycheck to paycheck? Am I living in overdraft? Do I have debt? What feels heavy or scary when I think about finances? Examples might sound like, I'm always scared my card's going to decline at the grocery store, or I'm tired of choosing which bill to pay late, or I feel sick every time I open my banking app, or I never feel like there's enough left to breathe. Your money reality is not a morality score. It's just a snapshot. You are allowed to write, this feels like a fucking mess, because that's where your freedom starts, not where it ends. Next is your time reality. How much time do you actually have? Not in a perfect week, not if you woke up at 4 a.m. or never scrolled Instagram or TikTok and your kids were silent angels. I mean this week, with your kids, with your job or responsibilities, with your energy. Ask yourself on a normal day, when do I realistically have 30 to 60 minutes to myself? How often am I truly mentally available, not just physically awake? What drains my time the most? What's one tiny pocket of time that I could claim as mine? Examples might be, I can squeeze 30 minutes after the kids go to bed before I crash, or I could use my lunch break 3 days a week. Honestly, all I can do right now is 15 minutes while I drink my coffee. That is enough. We build from what's real, not from what's fantasy. Next, your emotional reality. How are you really doing emotionally? No filters, no I'm fine. Ask yourself, am I in survival mode most days? Do I feel like I'm constantly on edge or in fight or flight? Do I feel hopeless, numb, burnt out? What emotions come up when I think about money and the future? Maybe your emotional reality sounds like I'm exhausted and numb most of the time. I feel guilty that I'm not further ahead. I'm hopeful, but I'm also terrified. Or I feel like I'm one bad day away from fucking breaking. Again, you can't heal what you won't even fucking look at. This is not about staying stuck in the feeling. It's about finally acknowledging it. Next, your confidence reality. What do you believe about yourself right now? Ask yourself, when I think about making money online, what's the story I tell myself? Do I secretly think this works for others, but it doesn't work for me? Do I believe I'm capable of learning something new? What's one thing I do believe I bring to the table? Your confidence reality might sound like, you know what, I don't feel confident at all, but I'm willing to try. I'm scared, but I know I'm a hard worker. I failed a lot, but I'm also still here, so clearly I'm not a fucking quitter. I don't trust myself yet, but I want to. That honesty, that willingness, that is gold. I want you to really hear this. This is not a test. There are no right answers. No one is grading you. You cannot fail this. You cannot start from where you wish you were. You can only start from where you are. And guess what? Where you are right now is enough. We're not doing this to beat you up. We're doing this to finally build something that fits. Your reality is not a problem to hide. It's data that we use to design your freedom. Now we're going to turn this from nice idea into your first real win. Here's what I want you to do. You can pause this video right now or finish it and then come back to this moment. Grab a notebook, a notes app on your phone, or open the discussion area under this lesson. And I want you to answer these 4 categories. Money reality. What is stressing me most about money right now? How does my money situation make me feel? Time reality. How much time do I realistically have for this each week? When does that time usually appear in my day? Emotional reality. What am I carrying emotionally right now? Which feelings show up when I think about money and my future? Confidence reality. What do I currently believe about my ability to do this? What is one thing I know I bring to the table? You don't have to write a novel. Bullet points are perfect. If you're watching this inside of the school community, you can also just scroll down, go to the discussion, and share as much or as little of your reality check as you feel comfortable. That post, that comment, is your first planted flag. It's you saying, I'm here, I'm honest about where I am, and I'm not hiding anymore. If you've done this even halfway, I want you to know you just took your first real step. Most people skip this. Most people stay in autopilot, never stopping long enough to just get honest. They jump into tactics, they get overwhelmed, they burn out, and end up right back where they started. You didn't. You stopped, you're looking, you told yourself the truth. That is courage. That is self-leadership. That is your first win. And whether you realize it or not, you just shifted from, oh, I'm just watching another video to, I'm actually doing this. And now that you've done your reality check, here's why this matters so much for what's next. When we go into Digital Marketing 101, you'll understand it in the context of your real life. When we talk about online income paths, you'll choose one that fits your money, your time, and your energy reality, not someone else's. When we build simple systems, we'll be building them around your actual schedule. When we talk about mindset, we'll know exactly which beliefs you're working through. This one exercise makes everything else more effective. You're not building on denial. You're building on truth, and truth is solid ground. So if you're inside the free school community, go to the Start Here section, find the discussion for this lesson, and share your reality check-in. You don't have to share every detail. You can keep it simple. Something like money, stressed. Time, 30 minutes after bedtime. Emotional, overwhelmed, but hopeful. Confidence, low, but I'm here. That alone is powerful. It gives you accountability. It reminds you that you're not alone, and it lets other moms say, wow, that's me too. Your next step after this, we move into Digital Marketing 101, what it actually is in plain English. Now that you know where you are, we're going to start learning how online income actually works. There's no jargon, no overwhelm, no tech bro nonsense. Just here's how this works. Here's why it's perfect for moms. Here's how you'll use it to build your own path. You're doing this. You're showing up for yourself. You're being honest, even when it's uncomfortable. That alone makes you different than most people who say they want change, but never stop long enough to create it. You don't have to do this perfectly. You just have to keep taking the next honest step. And today you took the first one. You're not alone anymore. You're not behind. You're right on time. So let's keep going. Let's get financially unfucked together.